Does the news today make you wanna hurl? And when you flush a poop, do you watch it swirl? It should be easier than trying to spell squirrel. It's Cory and Nina against the world.
Hey everyone, welcome to Cory and Nina Against the World, a podcast where we talk about farts, what's going on in the world, and rainbows mostly.
We're going to be here hanging out with you guys every Wednesday, so make sure to like, subscribe, and to comment to us about what you want to see us talk about in future episodes. Hey, girl.
Hey, Cory.
How are you?
I'm good. I had a photo shoot today, which was just bizarre. It was a distanced photo shoot, but I was wearing my mask the whole time, so that was a little weird.
Yeah.
You know.
I've had a few of those. I have one of those coming up at the end of the month for New York Pride, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one for me. I love Pride. But today's a crazy day for news. The world has been kind of turned on its head once again. It seems like a little bit of 2020 is trickling on over into 2021. Yeah, we're seeing Trump enthusiasts essentially seizing Capitol Hill during the counting of the electoral votes.
Yeah.
How crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I mean, me and my boyfriend kind of flipped through both like MSNBC and Fox News just to see and compare what's going on with everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny to watch because MSNBC is like, Trump needs to be impeached now. This is now. And Fox News is like, oh, there was just a couple people that ruined this peaceful protest for the rest
A couple
of us.
people. I saw them climbing up the walls of Capitol Hill like the monkeys in The Wizard of Oz.
Hatch, and if I only had a brain.
Yeah.
It was intense.
Somebody was shot.
You know, I don't like the Cheeto.
Dangerously cheesy.
But you gotta give it to him. People are passionate about this guy. People love him. I don't understand it. It's wild.
It's a subreddit that we don't know about, let's just say.
It's terrifying to me.
Let's talk about the internet for a second, though, because it's so prevalent for people like you and me and what we do and being public figures and this and that. And I feel like, the internet has only like superseded this weird news fantasy or presidency like fantasy that, somebody famous can rule the world. And that's why, it's you and me against the world. This is a game that we decided to make all our own because, Cory, how many years ago was our season of America's Next Top Model?
It's been 7 years. I was 22 when I did ANTM with you, and now I'm 30. You were 18, and now you're how old?
26.
Yeah.
That sounds way worse than it is. I was just a little baby Burns, baby teenager, ripe, 18, big-eyed.
You're still big-eyed.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of took some screenshots for us to reminisce about. So,
I love a trip down memory lane. Let's do it.
Let's take a look.
Super cute. Okay.
All right. First things first. This is like the first episode.
I love it. I am immediately mad that my waist is no longer as snatched as it is here in this photo. The beautiful human that you see beside me is now Corinne, who is like a flawlessly, fully realized trans woman. Also, I really want to note the woman in the bottom right corner looking up at me in
She's
awe.
so starstruck.
Thank you, lady, for giving me all of this, gobsmacked love energy. She just looks like she's so into the fantasy we're giving, right?
She is. I mean, these, like, no offense, you guys are the fiercest, like, element of this outfit.
This was a fierce moment. We defied the norms of what the challenge expected of us because we were just living in our queer
No. If I recall, correctly. They separated us by gender.
That's what I'm saying.
We had to fucking like choose a member or a person of the opposite gender and then like walk down the wrong way and kiss them. And
we didn't know what they looked like because they were
didn't know what they looked
masquerade masks.
Yeah, and then Cory was like, not my cup of tea, so I'm gonna choose a boy. Oh my god, that was such, and that was like your debut onto the world.
Rule breaker still to this day, honey. And I'm not sorry about it. This was just like a proud moment. And, you know, looking back, I feel like it's a bit odd to show this photo because there's a bit of a awkwardness around showing a trans person before they transition. So I hope Corinne is not too upset about that. But beyond that, I'm living. I'm living for this memory.
Honestly, just shout out to Corinne because if you check out her Instagram, so beautiful.
She's a stunner. She is.
So beautiful.
She was also so sweet to me during that moment. I remember there weren't very many queer people. And I always say there are like daywalkers, people who can go under the radar and maybe are gay or queer and you wouldn't know. And then there are people like me and Corinne who are like, oh, that's a homosexual on site. And I remember them being so supportive and like holding my hand on the bus on the way to this challenge, being like, aww, we got each other's backs, you know what I mean? It was understood. And I just felt
even
very
before you guys were getting into, huh? You were just like, that people.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was so happy to get to share this experience with them.
Oh, that's really sweet. Oh God, yeah. I can't wait to click the next photo because it was an absolutely different experience of not knowing who I was at that very given time.
You look cool though, Nina. You look high fashion. You look high end.
Oh, thanks. Well,
I see you with your hand on the sexy shoulder of Mr. Don Benjamin, but you're not really giving him that much attention, and that's what I love. You're still looking.
Yeah, I know. I want to say like I don't know if my compliments like are due to Don in this moment because he's so fine. But
it's true. But you're fine.
I look like a really sexy chicken, like super sexy chicken. I just remember I had a good like mother friend of mine. She came up to me and she said one of my favorite quotes of yours from Top Model was this moment, and you said, oh yeah, I can't remember the exact thing, but I was like, oh yeah, I had to kiss a really hot guy with tattoos because it's my job and that's just what I have to do. Duh.
You were really stepping into your
I'm such a professional, but also I was like
it was cute.
Very cute. Oh my gosh, but just
and Don is such a sweetheart, you know, from the people that like you visually want to size up as like edgy and like bad boy types.
Totally.
Sometimes you find this sweet, sincere, authentic, beautiful soul lying underneath all that. Great. Yeah. But Don did unfollow me on Instagram. Not quite sure what that's about.
Oh, he doesn't follow me either. I wouldn't feel too harshly about that.
I do. So everyone watching this, definitely go harass Don. No, I'm kidding.
Do it.
Oh, okay.
Do it. Go comment on his like last photo or something and be like,
is it?
Why are you friends with Cory and Nina anymore?
Right.
Why?
I think it's at the real Don Benjamin. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get him to guest on this.
Oh, you think? Wait, does he have a podcast?
Oh, you mean his Insta? Yeah. Oh, you're damn sure. I know.
We'll try to get him on our
what his
podcast.
Instagram handle is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Next one.
Oh, I hate my hair so much.
Oh.
Ooh, I look like a chicken.
This
in this photo.
This is a duel. So
Ooh. You look like
it hurts.
It hurts. The poop hurts. It's like we've all been there. There's no shame.
You know, it's fine. You know,
don't go back.
This is like really uncomfortable for the both of us. Let's just say that.
Oh, I want to remind our viewers we were very young. I was unaware about my hair care, and I hated my fashion on the entire season of Top Model, like the clothes that I just wore.
Your beauty
naturally.
is so undeniable, though, Cory. Like,
well, that's the same thing I could say about you. So that means there's no excuse for this poor styling.
All right, so you didn't know how to take care of your hair. I obviously didn't either, because that color of platinum is urine.
You overdid it.
I'm
and I maybe could have
peeing
done more.
and I'm pooping at the same time in this.
And if you go back to my photo, it looks like I'm smelling it.
No!
I'm like, what was that? All right, next one.
No. Okay, but we have to read the caption because we're talking about somebody.
What is this? He's so cute. He's just misunderstood, a little good old Top Model drama. Oh my God, just be thankful you didn't come to me. I'm that sassy queen who's like, oh no, she better don't. And I can already tell you, I think we're talking about Chris.
Yeah.
He was running around the Top Model house, like first order of business after we moved in, punching the guys in the nuts with boxing gloves. And there you are in his corner, like, he's just misunderstood.
Yeah.
Honey, really?
Yeah.
If somebody made a first impression that aggressive as 26-year-old Nina, would you still try to give them the benefit of the doubt that way?
Hell no. I definitely.
Yeah, you better not.
It was a mixture of like wanting to be accepted / having insecurity about like somebody wasn't paying attention to me / a schoolgirl crush / like literally everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna work on this one. That's my agenda.
Honey, you needed to work on anyway. You've come a long way.
I've come a very long way.
Yeah. So have I. Let's get off of this.
Let's get off
It's giving
of
me
that.
really bad PTSD.
Oh,
I remember this. So this moment I remember very vividly. Verge had to drop out of the competition due to complications concerning the hormones she was taking for her transition.
You told me you have the real tea on that.
I do. And others can find this tea if they do their research, but I'll give it to you here if you want a quick, summary of it all. Verge didn't really leave the competition because of her hormone medication. It was really because of the way the producers were handling her transness and how they kind of outed her without her consent to other contestants. And obviously, producers have the right to do that when you agree to, sign a contract. Yeah, for a reality TV show like Top Model.
Yeah.
But Verge was afraid that if she was honest about her reasoning for leaving the show, that Tyra would be especially upset because, as we've seen on Top Model, Tyra's very sensitive to people leaving her show prematurely. So Verge thought, if I can rely on my hormones, which she in reality had experience handling,
Yeah. I mean,
maybe Tyra won't be as mad.
Verge is kind of a genius, not for nothing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I appreciate the calculation, and
it's funny because I would say that Tyra definitely had like the best intentions of like having a trans woman on the show, but also, she probably was rooting for them at the same time, and so like,
Yeah, I've always loved the way that Tyra has showcased trans women on America's Next Top Model. I really do believe that she's like a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. I just think that this was more of a situation about Verge not really wanting to continue with the show's narrative as it was being,
right.
built. Yeah. So much love for you.
Okay.
This should have never happened. I feel like this only happens in our lives, Nina, when we're really drunk. For the fact that it's
we've never made out. We've never made out.
Like cheekily, like flirtatiously, like just being friends and like being stupid. Like we never really full on made out. I know, but I feel like we've like joked. This looks like we're joking. This doesn't even look serious.
I'm seductively staring at the tip of your nose.
Our noses are touching. I feel like we're both like, oh, like it's weird.
This is bad. No, I like explicitly remember that day. And Tyra's just all like, just breathe into your partner's mouth. And I was like, okay.
And I was like this. It wasn't believable. We tried. We did everything we could.
We tried. Also,
and that's on TV.
Tyra fucking paired us together. She was only fucking laughing at the fact that this was going to be the turnout of that.
She's like, look at these assholes.
Look at these fucking assholes. Let them have Eskimo kisses. Like, we look like we're gonna.
Next one. Like, oh god, they just keep getting worse.
Cory. You're beautiful. You're an alien.
Thanks. I'm not quite sure why I'm wearing prayer beads here. For me, it's more an issue of my styling. I just have more sensibility now when it comes to like what I put on my body. And I severely.
No, I mean eyebrows. Just like, and yeah, fine. We're all better in our present selves, okay? But reflect on this for a moment, because I remember you like really, really having a tough time with this.
Oh, you think?
No, I know. And I don't want to like unhash anything that you're hair. I know.
I have hair insecurities. As a mixed race person, we don't have like, you know, the mass marketed products that are easily accessible right off the shelf, the way that, I'm just gonna say it, white people do. And even black people, because like there are, you know, beauty supply stores that are really geared towards coarse and kinky black hair as well. So when you're mixed, your hair doesn't really know what it wants to do. And I remember sitting in a beauty chair and somebody picking through my hair. I was very poor at that time, so I was cutting my own hair, right? And the stylist was like, your hair is so uneven and so unkempt, and I don't think we can do anything with it. They're probably gonna wanna just shave it off when it's time for makeovers. And I was like, oh no. That was the only inclination I had, that I was gonna wind up looking like this.
I just feel like your attitude in this photo says so much, because you're like, yeah, I'm going to embrace everything that they've dealt me. You're like, so now I'm beautifully bald.
That's the mark of a true professional. You've got it in you too.
Oh my God.
Even though on the inside I was dying.
I know.
I knew
you struggled with it.
Right. Of course there was a struggle,
but
you're I didn't
so
let
pissed.
anyone know about it.
I know, but like, I can tell.
I'm going to be fierce in this moment. And,
I can tell, like.
Lay on through.
But
That's the thing. Confidence is key. Anything you do, do it with confidence.
No, but I mean, you know, all everything aside, I think that this was one of my favorite looks on you. I don't want to say anything wrong here, but I do feel like it genuinely was my favorite.
Thanks, babe. No, you're not saying anything wrong. I've heard that from a lot of different people who've reached out to me via DM. They're asking me, "Are you going to shave your head again? Are you going to go bald again?"
Yeah, it's an ode to your fucking unique beauty and your bone structure and your alienness. And I'm like we weren't very close. I feel like as time went on, we gradually just like found each other. And I just remember looking at you and I was like, oh, sister.
Yes, sis. I feel the same way. It was like, okay. Yeah. Along the journey past a certain point, I was like, wait a minute. I had a sister here this whole time.
Whole time.
Then I got very protective of you. I remember.
Oh, did
here
you
we
get
go.
Protective over me?
Yeah, I was like, just stand next to me, girl. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry.
No, you're pissed. You're pissed
Why
because
was
I'm crying.
Oh,
you're pissed because I'm crying again.
I don't see me. I wasn't pissed in this moment. I was nervous. I think I was trying to be there for you, but I was also like, I'm scared. Like, do you remember what we were about to go do when this photo was taken?
This was the spinning runway. Spinning DJ record runway challenge, and I had sprained my ankle. Fun fact, I actually broke my ankle playing Twister in the house with like Chris, Jeremy, Gianna, I can't remember who else, maybe Jordan, whatever. We're playing Twister and I fucked up my ankle hard. And we weren't allowed to say that I sprained it on Twister because of licensing agreements or some shit. So the producers told me, hey, you have to say that you sprained your ankle like 3 weeks ago and now it's hurting. And I was like, okay. Like I seem like I don't know.
The magic of television.
Yeah, the magic of television, but fortunately everybody like did come to my aid and take my pain seriously, you know? Even
Look at you. You're wearing your pain on your face. How could you not? I think you'd have to be an asshole to be like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I was in pain, and this is a whole thing too because they had us in 6-inch heels, and you guys were in flats.
Heels are hard. Heels are hard. A challenge. They don't take that into account a lot of the time when they're comparing girls with boys in this competition.
Hello,
and I don't
think about the vertical runway challenge.
Fair. Yeah, y'all are gonna cascade down the side of a building horizontally in high heels. You know, I had full control because I had my flat foot pressed against the surface. It's a different thing. And I know this because I have a lot of experience in heels.
No, I know. And I'm listening to you because you're actually somebody that can speak on this subject. Right. And I love you for it.
But you wouldn't tell looking at this photo of me.
Oh.
I love Renee so much. She looks beautiful here.
Honestly, shout out to Renee. Renee is somebody that I didn't realize that I fucked with so hard until I was home and was watching the season. Her commentary and her like she's just so quick to have just like jackass funny. She called Jordan a fucking cracker without salt, and I was like,
you know what she told me? She was like, people always DM me about that read against Jordan that I gave. But to be honest, I only said that because I was eating saltines earlier that day and I was thinking about it. I was like, what?
It was like poetry.
Like, yeah. She was like, yeah, I know. It was definitely like super poetic. No, I love Renee. She always had my corner and she would vocalize her support for me whenever somebody, you know, made a dig at me or said something that maybe she was afraid was gonna hurt me. She was like very protective.
Yeah, definitely somebody who's not afraid to speak her mind or even say the wrong thing. And okay, so obviously this photo says so much because you're like struggling with having to pose as a masculine man.
I wasn't really struggling in this because I think they just edited it that way. Because I felt fine. I mean, look at me. I look like what do I look like? I don't even know.
I think you look like I
look like an asshole. I look like a douche.
Who's the fucking dude that does Fire Festival?
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know his name.
You gotta look Ja Rule, is that right?
Right, right. Like one of those
That's wrong.
I look like a douchey influencer in this photo. Let's move on from this.
All right, this is really funny because Jordan is our winner.
Yeah.
Jordan is the winner of our season. And
how do you feel about that?
And we're experiencing a moment where she's trying to count. She can't.
She can't count. So
and
that's the end of it. No, I'm kidding.
Jordan is probably one of like the most good intentioned people that I know. She housed me when I was in LA. She's a good friend of mine. She's wonderful. But honey, there were some moments on that show that did not play her according to her light. I swear, because whether she looked like she was being favored by the show or whether she was just playing dumb, they caught it.
Jordan, in my opinion, based on what I experienced on the show, was favored by the producers. And I think her winning could very well have been predetermined. The photo shoot that we were doing in the still that we were looking at before this one, where Renee and I were paired up, we shot right after Jordan and Chris, who shot for like 2 hours that day, which is an insane amount of time when you think about how long you traditionally get to shoot on America's Next Top Model. They say in the ANTM rule book that each model gets 50 frames per photo.
That's true.
That's what it's supposed to be. I watched the sun go down during that shoot before it was me and Renee's turn to finally go. And we shot, for all of 12 minutes. So I can tell you right now that there is definitely some shadiness going on. Of course, the producers never outright told me, hey, Cory, this thing's rigged. But I have reason to believe so. And it's no shade against my experience on ANTM. I had a fabulous time, and I have got nothing but love and support for everybody connected to
nothing
the
but
show.
love and support. But yeah,
but that was weird. I don't think she needed that handicap. I think she's beautiful.
I had a similar experience on the paint shoot. I remember we were all getting our makeup done, and they weren't quite certain how to set up the paint, like how it was going to look thrown. They weren't exactly sure, so they used her as the test model for it and shot her until they got it right. And I asked one of the producers, and I said, like, hey, where's Jordan going, and why is it taking so long? And I don't know, not saying outright anything, but
Nah, I feel you. It's all good. And that's us speculating. We're like, is this thing rigged? You're like, I think it's rigged. And I'm like, something's...
This was the beginning for the both of us, and I think we're so cute. We're so cute. We have no idea what's about to happen. It's so adorable. Sweet. We were like, our dreams are coming true. With
You're
like
with
panic and fear. You're panic and fear, but it's just coming out of my eyeballs.
Okay, this old mess. So they decided to do gender play for one of the challenges on our season. I was super excited about this because this is something that I have a bit of experience in.
You look good in this photo.
I look as good as I could. I don't really like the styling personally.
No, there's something like weird and crisp and plain, but sexy about it.
You're into it? Okay.
Yeah,
I just felt like the way that this was curated was just very campy and like tongue-in-cheek, clowny, just not refined or
I'm gonna regret saying this out loud, but I think that my makeup artist like unforgivingly made me look like Elijah Wood.
Well, the thing with like, gender play or role reversal or androgyny, anything of the sort, for me, it's really important that it's done tastefully because it's fierce when it's done right. And when you're just like making fun of it and being weird and like comedic about it, it can't actually be applied to the real world of fashion. Definitely not the modeling industry.
Oh, 100%.
Like I couldn't bring this to anybody and be like, hey, I did this commercial. Do you want to hire me? They'd be like, get out of my office.
Yeah, it was a big fat wet fart is the real truth about it.
That's a simple way of saying all that. It was just a big fat wet fart.
One of our episodes absolutely has to be our experience in the modeling world coming off of Top Model because have you not, again, America's Next Top Model, hands down, is the best experience I've probably had in my lifetime. But that shit does not prepare you for the real world. And girl, if you are sitting at home and you're dying because you think a reality TV show is going to change your life, I don't know.
It changed my life.
It changed my life, but I'm saying like...
But in ways you might not expect.
In ways you might not expect.
Be mindful of that.
Oh boy.
Oh, what is this? Don't even show me this. First of all, look at Marvin. He's just so out of it.
Marvin, he's so cute though.
I really took issue with the whole Chris and Nina narrative. It didn't feel genuine to me. It felt like it was forced, and not by the producers. I think by him. And I think you gave him a little bit more than you should have.
No, of course. I know that I gave my energy to somebody who very much so didn't deserve it. And I really do believe that it was a position where I was at in my life where I was like, I cannot believe that this person doesn't know how to navigate life, and therefore it's like really paining me, and I'm going to make it my job to make everybody in the world happy and live happily ever after.
Look, no disrespect to him today, but it was so frustrating to see how he manipulated a narrative between the two of you when this was really your moment to be on TV. As you said, this was the most exciting thing that ever happened to you, and you're a star, baby, so you deserve this moment.
No, I
and
understand.
The fact that he tried to wrap that all up into these weird, twisted, romantic, like
selfish moments.
And I'll give you examples, like when you got eliminated, not to bring up a sore subject, he like hugged you and put a necklace over your neck and had the gall to say, I love you. This is what really set a flame off inside of me, because I was not having any of that. And that was the last thing you heard before you had to leave the stage and leave the show.
No, I was completely traumatized by that. I will have you know, because I remember that the producers gave us clear directions to like exit once we were eliminated. And
precisely.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really respond to that. It wasn't appropriate to respond to that. But
well, no, I stayed. And I like spun around in circles. I was like, well, what do I do now? Like, what do I do now? And poor Tyra was just like, Nina, just stay here. And I was like, okay. And so I'm like literally standing on the side watching like Jeremy getting eliminated and processing the fact that it's
yeah. This is, I think, a lesson in remembering to put the focus on yourself in situations like this that are so precious. Like, it's not every day that you get to do a reality TV show, and I think you deserved to make it about you in that moment. And he didn't allow you to do that. It was like really strange to me, and very manipulative to witness. And that's why, obviously, the next morning I
ripped him. I knew, asshole. It was so
Mama Lioness came out.
Oh my God.
I get very protective of
I remember.
I love my girlfriends, and you're one of them, so.
I love you so much. No, it's fantastic, because I think I was talking to my brother or my sister or my family, somebody, and I was like, LOL, I'm actually in every episode because they managed to talk about me up until
oh, we talked about you, girl. I had to go back to like specific examples. I had to show all the receipts and talk about examples of his behavior, because he, as most manipulators are able to do, he was able to like divert and like be like, what are you talking about? That was all in your head. You're crazy. And I was like, no. That's not what we're going to do, boo, because you've been doing this from the jump. And it was just weird. But I don't have any negative feelings towards him today.
We don't have any negative feelings. I think the best
thing
just love that we can do, I love you so much. And the best thing that we can say, I'm okay. The best thing that we can say moving forward is that like you and I both are just like, oh snap, we found people that we want to connect with. And that's why we're doing this podcast thing, because it's like,
truly,
if you vibe with our narrative, come sit with us.
And we're going to tell you the true story. You think you know, but you have no idea. Next. Here's Jordan.
This is like precisely what I was talking about previously, where
she looks stunning.
Well, there was a specific, she looks beautiful, but there was a specific reason why I chose this screen grab. And it was because I had that moment where I knew that Jordan had got like special time and was the test model for this photo shoot. And the caption reads, as a model, you're given all types of obstacles. I'm throwing shade. And I'm not throwing shade at Jordan. I'm throwing shade at the competition.
There was some shadiness going on.
That's all I have.
Oh, cool. I mean, obviously so much more happened on ANTM.
Obviously so much more happened. This was episode 1 through 8. There's episodes 1 through 16. Tell us if you guys need us to comment on the rest of the episodes. Please tell us what you want to hear. We're kind of like doing this off the cuff. So Cory and I, we FaceTime probably 2 hours a day, every day, as much as it is. And we just decided to record it and have some wine while we do it.
I finished my cocktail.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been drinking this whole time. Well, there's a little bit left.
That's bad. Okay. So long. I love you.
I love you too, babe. I am super happy. I'm super happy that we decided to embark on this journey together. I know that there is nothing but magic in store. And yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. Oh, shit.
What did you do? Is this where I'm supposed to end?
Does the news today make you wanna hurl? And when you flush up poop, do you watch it swirl? It should be easier than trying to